Hey guys, welcome to the next video in the series. I think from now on, the videos I'm going to do on both my accounts simultaneously. I'll have the VIP0 account on this side of the screen and the VIP6 account on this side of the screen. Whichever type you're more interested in, spending or non-spending, you can follow along. Goal for the VIP0 account is to get to 1 billion SOV in about a year and a half. I've used up 4 days of that time limit so far. I've made a few mistakes, which I'll talk about, but overall, my plans are going pretty well. I'll cover that in this video. Don't have a whole lot to cover for the VIP6 account because not much is happening right now here. I'm just doing my daily grind. But you can watch what I do during my daily grind if it interests you at all. I'm currently not really spending any more on this account either, but I still consider it a spending account because I spent on it in the past. And I do plan to possibly spend small amounts on it in the future if the deals are good enough. But for the most part, neither of these accounts are spending anymore. The VIP6 account just has a much bigger advantage because it's already had a lot of money injected into it. And for this account, I've been playing on here for about 600 days, I think. Let me see. 606 days. Yep. So this account's about almost getting close to 2 years in now, and this other account, the VIP0, is about 4 days in. So to give an update for the VIP0 account, I'm just going to talk about some of the mistakes I've made so far. One of the mistakes I made is we're currently in the middle of Horde Credit and Arena Rush. When both of these rushes end, the next rush that's coming up is SOV Rush. And I got a little ahead of myself, and I went ahead and I joined the Legion now. The problem with that is all the Legion upgrades kick into your account when you join the Legion. And so I gained about 6 million SOV, and there's no SOV milestone going right now, and we're not in SOV Rush. So I basically I just wasted 6 million resources, which could have been used to earn me a good amount of stuff if I'd done the timing correctly. So that was a mistake. It's not going to really hurt me that badly, but it's the type of mistake that you want to avoid making if you want to steadily grow. And so I think it's good to bring it up that, you know, stuff like that should not happen. If you're thinking about growing efficiently, that should not happen. It was a little bit of a mistake because I didn't really expect the Legion was going to accept my application that quickly, and I wasn't really thinking about the fact that SOV Rush isn't here yet. It was a stupid mistake, and it's not going to cripple this account, but I'm kind of harping on it a little because if you make a lot of mistakes like that, it's going to really set back your growth. So that's the type of thing you want to avoid. Don't waste resources like that, like I just did there. And another thing I'm going to talk about, since we're still in the early game of this account, there are some things that you want to do in the early game that may be counterintuitive. Like, for example, you want to keep your number of consorts as low as possible when you're first starting out on a VIP0 account. Actually, here, I kind of made a mistake already too. I could have stuck with just 2 consorts, but I already unlocked a 3rd one. That again was a mistake that I made early on when I was just I hadn't really fully thought out my plan yet, because I'm used to playing on a VIP6 account. I hadn't thought about how I need to start off on a VIP0 fully yet. So it was just a mistake I made when I hadn't thought about things enough yet. So it would have been better if I stuck to 2 consorts rather than unlocking a 3rd early on. And the reason for that is, if you want to be able to compete in the Consort XP rush, which goes along with intimacy, you need to make sure that the consorts that you do each have a really high amount of intimacy. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to earn hardly anything. Because your visits are random, and you only get, I think it's 2 visits per Vigor Pill. I don't remember. Let me see. I guess I can use one here just to see. Oh, you get 3 visits for Vigor Pill. Derp. Okay, but even still, that's not much. It's a lot less than what you get at higher VIP accounts. And so if you want a chance to even compete in the rush at all, you got to keep your number of consorts low and make each of them have a good amount of intimacy. Oh, you're not going to do that for the whole playthrough. Eventually you're going to want to unlock more consorts because you're going to want to use your items that give +1 to every consort, and at that point you're going to have as many consorts unlocked as possible so you can maximize that resource gain. But the thing to keep in mind here now is we want our consorts to be as few as possible, and we also don't want to level them up. If you level up your consorts by pressing this little button here, which levels them up, that's going to make them give your heirs more stats. and we don't want that, because when your heirs get bigger, they start requiring jade rings, and that just completely screws you over, because jade rings are really expensive, and it makes it really hard to finish the heirs married milestone because you need expensive jade rings for it. So we don't want our heirs to be too strong, and therefore we don't want to level up our consorts too much. I think even if you give them higher intimacy, that might also make the heirs come out stronger. I'm not 100% sure, but I just need to make sure that I've got a really big pool of heirs that require gold and silver rings before I move on to leveling up my consorts too much. Because I know from playing on a VIP 6 account, it really is a big pain in the butt when all of your heirs require jade rings, so you should avoid that for as long as possible. A couple of other things I'm having to unfortunately do. Although I did get into a Legion, which is good, even if I messed up the timing, it's good to have that secured as a long-term goal, even if I wasted the resources. Not a big deal. I'm currently, however, stuck in a really crappy Horde, which I can't get out of because I made another mistake, which was I registered for battle. I'm just in the habit of pressing the register for battle button on my main account, and I did it without thinking on this account, and now I'm stuck in here. I can't leave until the battle's over. And this Horde is really garbage. Their minigame participation is non-existent. All this exploring that was all done by me and one other person. Well, I guess there's another guy there too, but they've done barely anything. Most of this has just been me, and the rest of them did a couple of pieces of clouds, and that's it. We're still stuck in the first map. We've made almost no progress 2 days in. So yeah, the minigame participation is zilch in this Horde. We couldn't even get into the battle because not enough people registered. And yet I still can't leave this Horde, which is like an anchor around my leg because I registered for battle. Yep, can't leave. Stuck here. So being in a Horde like this is crippling to your growth, especially as a VIP 0. I need to get out of this Horde as soon as I possibly can and get into one that's active in the minigames. Unfortunately, I can't even play Horde Pot by myself, because if I join Horde Pot, I'll be locked into the Horde even longer, and that's not what I want. So I'll just have to pass up on getting any rewards from Horde Pot, even though it's unfortunate. And all of this comes from the mistake I made of registering for battle. So little mistakes like that can cost you a lot. I would say I've set myself back several days just by those 2 mistakes. So in other words, I've been playing for 4 days and I've already set myself back a few days, so I've wasted about half the days in this account so far, I would say. That might sound like a really bad start, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, wasting a few days out of 1.5 years isn't that big of a deal. I just have to be much more careful not to repeat those kind of mistakes in the future, and those are mistakes you also have to avoid as a VIP 0 player, or you'll be stuck in a very weak, bad spot. Another thing I want to mention while I'm rambling about VIP 0 stuff is there's like 2 different ways you can try to get strong as VIP 0. You can try to join a strong Horde and a strong Legion and just try to absorb as many resources as you can out of the Horde and the Legion. That's a perfectly legitimate way to do it. Another way you can try to do it is you can try to just set up a home in a dead server. I mean, like really dead. So dead that there's no competition in the rushes. Because if there's no competition in the rushes, you'll be winning them all, and that'll be a huge amount of loot. And then you'll just have to get your kicks from playing with buddies in Legion and, you know, cross-server chat and all that stuff. Hopefully cross-server feasts will be coming soon, and cross-server marriage, all that stuff. So that's a viable way too. You could set up as a VIP 0 in an empty server, win all the server rushes, and then just get your social kicks from the cross-server stuff. Those are like the 2 viable paths to getting strong as a VIP 0. The only other way to get strong is just to spend a lot of time. 1.5 years actually isn't that much time to get 1 billion SOV. It's pretty fast for a VIP 0. The reason why I think I can do it is I'm pretty confident that I will either have a good Horde and a good Legion, or the server will die, or possibly both. I only need one of those things to happen though. I either need to be in a strong Horde and a strong Legion, or I need the server to die. Either way, I'm confident I can get to 1 billion in 1.5 years. So either way, I should be all set. But I just want to make it clear that it's not possible to gain SOV like I'm going to be in this video series unless you fulfill one of those conditions. You gotta have a strong Horde and Legion, or you gotta be in a dead server. Those are the only ways that I'm aware of, other than spending a huge amount of time. With that, I'm gonna just play a little bit on both of these. You can skip the rest of this video if you're not interested in watching me do my dailies. I just thought some people might be a little interested in seeing how I play the mini games, so I'll kind of explain what I do as I go through them. And other than that, that's all there is for this video. So switching over to this account, I'm still trying to get enough pink eggs to unlock the outfit. This one right here. Nope, that's the wrong way. Go this way, there it is. I'm trying to get this one. I still need a whole bunch more eggs. And so what I'm doing is I'm only planting a certain number of my pink eggs per day. That way I can ask my helpers to help me out on just the pink eggs so that I can maximize as many pink eggs as possible. Hopefully I will be able to get enough pink eggs to get the outfit. The outfit's going to unlock extra talent for Kuba, and he's one of my mains, so that's really important. I generally try not to go for outfits unless I can get them pretty cheaply. Generally, spending is a big waste in this game. Spending money, I mean. Obviously, you can spend diamonds and all that other stuff, but in most situations, spending money is a bad idea. There are a few exceptions where I think it may be worth it to spend a little bit of real money, and that would be like, for example, this right here. So this is $3, and it gets you, how much is it? Oh, I'm hoping it'll tell me. I don't actually want to do this. I just want to tell me. Nope, it's not going to tell me. Okay, never mind. Well, I'll just add it up manually then. It's going to be 200 plus 200. That's 900, 1,900, 3,900, 4,400. So it's about 4,400 diamonds for $3. That's not bad. You can get a decent amount of stuff for that. It's actually not quite as good as I thought it was, though, because if we compare it with the privilege card, which gives 3,600 plus the extra perks down here for only $5, this isn't quite as good, but this isn't as far behind it as I thought it was. I thought these were better, actually. So this isn't as great as I thought it was, but it's, if you're gonna buy something, it would probably be this. This one is, oh, this one only costs diamonds. What the heck? I did not realize that. Oh, but it's locked at VIP level. That's why I can't do it. I've done that in my main account, right? I'd feel pretty stupid if I haven't. Oh wait, it's not an option? That's kind of stinky. Okay, so they're trying to trick me, a poor innocent VIP 0 player, into doing this. And they're trying to lure me into VIP 3 so that I can do it. But yeah, if you haven't done this yet and you are already at VIP 3, this is an excellent deal. If you have it available, go for it. Alright, so into playing the minigame a little. Horde Pot is one of my least favorite games. It's not as skill oriented as some. The rewards aren't that great. But we can try to play it anyway. Mini games are always worth doing regardless of how bad they are, because they're just better than most other game content in terms of making you stronger. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to collect as many of these little bags, and we're trying to make as long chains as possible as we can on each move. In regard to when I use my bags, I try to wait until my moves look really crappy. The reason why I'm going to stop at 7 here is because I don't think my moves are that crappy yet, and 7 will be enough to create another bag. Make sure you add someone as soon as you can, because otherwise it'll just go to waste. 6, 7, so that's fine. I think the eggs should be okay here. I'm just using that guy as a bridge. I don't really want to use up my bags yet. Once I have no good moves left, that's when I'll start using my bags. Because in my opinion, it's kind of wasteful to use your bags if you still have good moves. I don't see any good moves, so I'll go like this. That's fine. But I think you get the general gist of it anyway. You're trying to make as many good moves as you can, and then when you don't have any good moves left, that's when you start dipping into your bags. But you can use your bags as connectors, like free moves almost. also. Just keep in mind that a chain of 7 is what you need to create another bag. So if you only have 6 and you need to hit a bag in order to get 7, then go ahead and do it, because although you'll use up one bag, you'll also generate one extra bag that you wouldn't have generated otherwise, so that's worthwhile. I'm starting to run out of good moves, so I might need to use my bags here. I don't really have any good moves that I can see. All these chains are short, so I'm going to go ahead and reset it by using my bags. And hopefully I'll have some better moves after it's reset. Yeah, this is a little better. Get one bag there. Should be able to get another bag here. So that gives you the general idea. You just keep trying to make as best moves as you can on every single turn. When you run out of good moves, you can start using your bags. You try to generate at least one bag if you can on every turn, and then use them up when you need to. That's pretty much Horde pot in a nutshell. For the mixing pot, just check it occasionally and put in whatever ingredient type is starred. Save your other ones for when they're starred. If you throw them in when they're not starred, you won't get as much out of them, so that's inefficient. I guess I can talk about Love's Reflection a little bit since it's here. So the logic behind this is, first they let everyone get a bunch of red gemstones, but if you're a low spender, you wouldn't have had enough to unlock the outfit. And then they switched over to the pink ones, so that you would have an even harder time getting the outfit. And I think what the developers were finding was that a lot of people were just avoiding buying the pink gems because they already were committed to the red ones, and they didn't want to stretch themselves too thin, so they were avoiding getting the pink ones. And so to counteract that tendency, what the developers are trying to do is make it so that you can get a bunch more of the pink ones for free to kind of tempt you into going for those as well. They want you to spread yourself too thin because they want you to feel the need to spend. And that's why, in a nutshell, they're giving out more of these pink ones for free. As you can see, there's a bunch you can get here for free. Generally, my best advice is, for the most part, you should ignore whatever mind games the developers are playing and just stick to your plan and do things as cheaply as possible without spending money. The moment you start spending a little bit of money, they'll just kind of hook you and try to get you to spend more and more. So avoid it would be my suggestion. The outfit is definitely worth unlocking. So if you can pick up either the pink or the red gems for free, mirror stones, whatever they call them, definitely get them whenever you can get them for free. It'll take you a long time to unlock the outfit, but it'll be worth a massive amount of SOV if you've got that advisor built up. For example, if I unlock Kuba's outfit, I'll be able to increase his stats by like, it's gonna be somewhere around 20%. Right now, he's accounting for 360 million of my SOV. So getting the outfit for him would be worth about 120 million SOV. That's a lot. That's like 1/4 of what you need to win a cross-server SOV rush right now in my server pairing. So yeah, that's pretty high value. So just keep in mind those consorts are really high value. If you have their advisor built, they're going to give you a really good amount of SOV to get them going. So even if it takes a long time, go ahead and chip away at getting those stones slow and steady. If you've built the advisor at all, it's worth it. I want to talk about buying stuff at the feast store. So on my main account, I do buy anything that I think will help me in a rush, as well as the talent. I usually ignore the pet items because they're kind of lackluster. Although if I'm getting close to trying to win a pet rush, sometimes I'll buy some of the nets if they're discounted, but usually I don't. The equipment scrolls are garbage. Even if they're discounted to 40%, they're still overpriced by like 3 times, 4 times as much as they should cost. So just ignore them even if they're discounted. The talent is what you always want to buy, and that's what you buy on a VIP 0 account as well, as just the talent. So if this was my VIP 0 account, I would ignore the hourglass, not worth it, but on this account it's worth it. The talent is the only thing that you want to get on your VIP 0 account. The only thing. Just buy the talent in the feast store, nothing else. Ignore the rings, ignore everything except for the talent on VIP 0 account. My VIP 6 account, I do get the Jade rings when they're discounted, and I get any other items that are gonna help me with rushes as well as the talent. Let's see. Another thing I do is I try to make sure that I get an orange activity every day, and I use my free speed ups on the orange activity. I still have one left. The orange activities are the ones that take 4 hours to complete. Or actually, wait, maybe it's 6 hours. I think purple is 4 hours. So the 6-hour activities are the ones you want to use this free speed up on. Try to make sure that you are just using your free resources. I know it's tedious, but it helps. For lowland, there's a couple different ways to approach farming in lowland. One thing to be aware of is in terms of like raw points, if you're trying to rank really highly in the ranking and get your emissaries as strong as possible, then that's what harvesting resources is best for. However, in terms of overall loot, bandits tend to be best, because harvesting resources doesn't give you loot, killing bandits does. Killing bandits also gives you points, even though it's not quite as much points as harvesting and returning resources. The level 1 bandits, I think, are mathematically the best in terms of loot, because they can give you little pieces of talent. But the ones that I'm going for right now are the purple ones, because the purple ones will have a chance to drop a summon seal, and I'm in dire need of summon seals to finish up 5-starring Ken right now. So right now I'm mostly focusing on the purple ones. No summon seal that time, so that was a complete waste. That was also a complete waste. But I mean, it's a pretty low chance to get the summon seal, but I need them that badly, so I'm still just trying to get the summon seals. Anyway, I still got points for killing those guys, but the loot was essentially worthless. I got a silver scroll, which is worth nothing on this account, and I got an equipment scroll, which is worth close to nothing. Meanwhile, the summon seal is worth a lot, and talent would be worth even more, except I have a decent amount of talent on this account already, so I need summon seals more to 5-star the red advisors. The one thing you always have to do in lowland is make sure that on the first day of lowland you always get enough to buy this, unless you're not going to build Ken. If you're not going to build Ken, don't ever buy this. It's a complete waste of points, but it's the only thing that really matters if you are building Ken, because it's so much better than everything else. I'm also obviously buying up the summon seals. If I have any left over, I'll buy up the talent, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to buy all the talent because I need to save enough to buy this on the last day of the store, so probably just the summon seals and this, and I'll use this at the end if I have any left over. Another thing I should probably talk about is battle. So if you get an opportunity to fort swap and you're strong enough to do so, that's a great idea. Unfortunately, there's no fort swap set up right now, so I'm just kind of wasting my excess stamina just doing whatever. I pretty much just putter around in Horde battle until the center opens, and then when the center opens I try to farm as many points as possible. There's a lot of different things you can do in Horde battle, but I just want to say that Horde battle is one of the least rewarding uses of time in terms of growing stronger. If you enjoy it, that's fine. Go ahead and spend time, you know, on battle if you enjoy it. More power to you. But in terms of actually growing stronger, battle is a pretty mediocre use of time. It won't really help you out that much compared to how long it takes. So I guess I'm just cautioning you that if what you really care about is growing stronger, don't invest too much time or, you know, resources into battle, because it's kind of lackluster. That might be different if you're a VIP 10 player. It might be a little more rewarding then, I'm not sure because I've never experienced that. But as VIP 0 or VIP 6, battle is pretty mediocre. It's not really going to get you a whole lot for what you put into it. That said, there are a lot of free resources in battle that you can get without spending anything, so it is good to grab those, but you know, don't push too hard on it unless you enjoy it. Let's see, maybe I should talk about VIP 0 stuff a little more. So one of the main differences between starting out in VIP 0 and where I'm at in my VIP 6 account is on the VIP 0 account, resources like silver still has a lot of value. Meat and soldiers have a lot more value. Items like this are still actually good for me right now. Pretty soon they'll gradually become worthless, but right now these are still good. So that's one big difference. I actually might even consider buying these in some of the minigame stores if they were cheap enough, whereas doing that would be a complete just, you know, throwing your money in the garbage on an established account. So that's one big difference. Equipment scrolls are still like significant at this phase of building this account because the multipliers for all my advisors are still so low that talent isn't really giving me much at this point. So that makes scrolls, relatively speaking, a lot more attractive. But talent is still what we want to stock up on because talent is what's going to make the big SOV gains later. You're never going to get anywhere close to a billion SOV if you're spending a lot on scrolls. So like they just help you get started a little really early on when you're playing, and after that they gradually just turn into trash. The talent is really what you need to be focused on accumulating as much as you possibly can of, at least if you're trying to get, you know, up to 1 billion SOV. You're also going to need as many flags as possible. So I would say your main priority should be the talent, and your second priority would be getting a lot of flags. Although there is an exception to that in the proving ground. Just mathematically speaking, this is a far better deal than that. On my VIP 6 account, I am buying the purple scrolls sometimes just because I need to max Ken so badly. And Kuba's, you know, presence is already way up there and it's costing a crap load. So at this point, you know, the math works out a little differently. It makes a little more sense for me to buy at least some flags on this account here. I mean, I still can't resist these at such a good price, but I do need at least some flags here. Whereas on the VIP 0 account, it's just this, nothing else. I wouldn't even be tempted by that. I just need this and nothing else. And those are important things that I'm mentioning. Like if you're not following what I'm mentioning in regards to that, good luck trying to get, you know, to 1 billion SOV on a VIP 0 account. That's important. It's really important to get these when they're super cheap in here. These normally would cost at least twice as much as they're costing here. This says it's a 20% discount, but in terms of how much they usually cost elsewhere, it's actually more like a 50 or 60% discount. Don't believe the numbers the game gives you. It's full of crap. Just believe your own math. These are an amazing deal right here, and they're what you want to get, at least until your wolf presence gets up into like level 20, level 25, something like that. So right now I have a little bit of a choice to make. Do I want to go ahead and use my silver right now to get my advisors up off the ground a little faster, like Kuba, for example, and finish more of the map? Or do I want to wait a couple of days until SOV Rush? And my answer to that is going to be wait for SOV Rush. The reason why is because regardless of, you know, what I do here, I'm not going to get my income to a level where I'm competitive in the meat, silver, and soldier rushes anytime within the next like 2 months. So using up my resources now to push for that isn't really going to yield me anything. If I had joined this server as VIP 0 on day 1, it would probably be worthwhile to try to do that, to try to push up and, you know, establish my place early on. But at this point, you know, everyone's so far ahead of me, it's a moot point. So I'll just wait for the rush. And so in that case, all I really have left to do is finish my daily missions, use my free minigame stam, and then I'm done for the day. There's nothing left to do after that. So that's what I'll be doing. I guess I should talk about which things are a waste of time. So pets are definitely a waste of time in this VIP 0 account, just a complete and total waste of time. But that doesn't mean I don't want to explore the outskirts. It just means that whenever I see a pet, I just say leave it. Screw that. It's not worth the time it takes to bother even try to capture them in this account. Now that's not what I do on my VIP 6 account. My VIP 6 account is a different story. It's actually worthwhile to bother trying to capture pets on my VIP 6 account. But it's not even worth it here on VIP 0. It's just I don't have the time for that crap. They don't do enough for me. I would actually sooner watch an ad, which takes 30 minutes and it'll give me a little bit of talent, than I would to waste the time trying to capture a pet. Because the talent is going to be worth about, you know, 20 times as much as capturing that pet. So it might be more worthwhile of a time investment. But these pets, just forget it. They're garbage. And part of that is because it takes a really, really long time for pets to start to produce anything, especially at VIP 0. It's kind of sort of worth it for my VIP 6 account, but definitely not worth it here. And same thing with the decrees. The only good thing about succeeding in the decree really is just it'll give you extra experience towards leveling up, and it'll give you even more. It'll give you diamonds if you do it perfectly, but it's just too much effort. Just forget it. You got to spend your time on things that matter, or you get burned out. If you chase every little thing, you're just gonna end up wasting your time and feeling discouraged. So here's what I mentioned about the ad. That's going to double the talent here. So yeah, that's worth it. I mean, I'm not going to bother to actually watch the ad. It doesn't even play properly on here. It says it's not playing, but it'll finish eventually. And then I'll go over here and just do whatever while I'm waiting for that ad to finish. I guess I can do a little more Horde pot while I'm waiting. Let's see, I think I can do this. No, I don't want to do that yet. I think it's better to go up here. Yep, that's better. And then now I think I have to do this. Let's see, I think the best way to do it is to start here, go like that, and then cross up there. Yep. So that'll only use up one bag, and it'll generate me one bag, so that's fine. Looks like I'm running out of good moves. Yeah, I don't see any good moves here, so I'll just do this. That'll reset the board and hopefully give me some better moves. Okay, this finished, so that's good. That's done. So I can go back to playing here. Oh yeah, one thing I want to check is see if I can hit the bandit king. So nope, can't hit it. So one thing I want to mention here is even if your advisors are super weak, you still get the same amount of contribution points for hitting this. So if you are stuck in a horde that's not playing at all, doing these hits is the best way to use up your stamina. But there's nobody available for me to hit right now. I don't think I'm even strong enough to hit these. Takes 56 million. My advisors are at 15 million. Yep, that's a total waste. Can't even hit him. Alright, I did manage to save up enough to buy this. Pretty soon I'll be strong enough that I can get the summon seal every day, which is by far the priority. These are junk. This is junk for my VIP 0 account, although I buy it on my VIP 6. These are okay. So I'll just be trying to buy this and a few of these every day, but this is a bigger priority. As soon as I can get there. I still can't use collect all, that's stupid. Okay, now I can. There we go. Especially when you're playing on a VIP 0 account, I think it's really important to think about saving time whenever you can. Because otherwise, you're just going to end up not doing the important stuff because you're too tired out from doing the useless stuff. Alright, and then while the bees fly around there, I can do something here. Not really any good moves that I can see off the top of my head. I guess I'll do this. It's kind of bad because it doesn't give me a bag, but this should be pretty easy, I think. You just go like this. Well, actually, all of these are easy. What am I saying? There's no such thing as a hard level in Rescue Puppy. Crap, how do I do this one? I'm not sure if I can get to... Am I just being stupid? I'm not sure. I feel like I'm being stupid. But no, maybe there is no way to get that. It's at 6 right now and I want 7 to make a bag. So I guess I'll just do this instead. Ah, that sucks. Well, I think I can do this now. They reposition themselves. There we go. Oops, that's not correct. Do it like this. I guess I'll do that. Oops, that's wrong. I did it wrong. Sorry. What I want to do is this. Actually, that's wrong too. I'm embarrassed. There, that's better. Guess I can do this. Those are badly positioned. Let's try this first. Maybe they'll reorganize themselves afterwards. There we go. Now that they're reorganized, I should be able to do it. Yeah, that's fine. Whoops, did I screw up in that? No, that's fine. It's tumbling around like a washing machine. There we go. That's fine. This is supposed to be tricky, but I don't think it actually is tricky. Thank goodness my dog stopped harassing me. He was so energetic today. I feel like at this point the video is probably getting boring. So I'm going to stop it here. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. Not sure if people are really interested in watching what I do if I don't have much commentary to add. But I'll wrap up the video here. Let me know in the comments what other types of videos you'd like to see. If you find it interesting watching me do mini games or not. I could do more mini game videos if people want to see that. But I'm going to stop this video here.